joining me today. It is always an honor to come into your homes, whether you're watching me on TV or on your tablet. I thank you for the time that you are giving me today. I am excited to be with you and always share special shows with you and special thoughts, and hope that my thoughts will have an impact on your life for the better to fill your life with joy. The topic for today is don't let your past bleed all over your future. They say if you don't let go of your past, you will bleed all over your future. Life is unfair. So many of us who go through challenges find it hard sometimes to just get up, wipe your tears, and move forward. A lot of people tell me, but Brigitte, I was abused as a child. I was passed for this promotion at work. I lost my mother. My husband cheated on me. I can't believe I got cancer. Being alive means being faced with challenges all the time. None of us can go back and change the past. You just have to make peace with it. You have to recognize that no amount of depression, no amount of tears, no amount of whining about it will ever change it. I'm not saying do not cry. I'm not saying do not mourn. You do not feel sorry for yourself. You have to. But you can and you should do all that. After all, we are all humans and we all go through the same experiences pretty much. Dressed up in different clothes, carrying different names, speaking different languages, depending on the country we live in. Nothing new under the sun. Humans will always be humans. But what I'm saying to you is, after you cry and whine and talk to your best friend, you lift your chin and you decide, yes, it is a choice, that enough is enough. Time to move forward and pick up the pieces and start building a new beginning. The secret to overcoming and growing is letting go of the things you cannot change. I spent my 20s crying over my youth, angry at God for robbing me of my childhood, teenage years, and then my parents. I'm an only child. I lost both my parents within 9 months of each other. I became an orphan at the age of 22. By the time I was 30, I was full-fledged atheist. I didn't want to have anything to do with God or anything to do with faith. I blamed God for everything that happened to me. I took it out on Him for the mistakes and betrayals Christians at my work did with me. It was His fault. I needed someone to blame and someone to lash at. I know exactly how it feels to be so hurt you can't even breathe because your heart is so broken. I know what it is like to not want to get out of bed in the morning. At the age of 26, I met a dear friend named Dan Smith. I was sobbing one day, complaining about some people who hurt me deeply. Dan was like a father figure to me and a dear friend to me and my husband. After watching me cry for 6 months, he wiped my tears one day and said to me, look, they hurt you once. Don't hand them the opportunity to keep hurting you every day for as long as they wish. They are not worth your tears. For some reason, that message resonated with me in such a way that I know that day was a turning point for me. I learned that day that whoever hurts you, shame on them for doing it. But if you continue to allow them and the memory of the hurt to continue hurting you, shame on you. It is easier said than done, but you have to do it. We all heard the saying, misery loves company. After all, you can always find someone to commiserate with. But the best advice I can give you is find people who are happy, joyful, successful, and become their friend. They say we are the product of the closest 5 friends we associate with. Have you noticed that when you are around happy and energetic people, you feel uplifted? They smile, and in return, you put a smile on your face. Have you noticed that when you walk down the street and someone smiles at you, you subconsciously smile back? It is a natural reaction. It is not that these people do not have any problems. Believe me, everybody has problems. It's not that these joyful people do not have things they worry about, or do not have pain, or felt betrayed, or didn't get what they want in life. It is that they decided that morning, they chose to smile and pick themselves up and keep on hoping for a better tomorrow. They say smile, and the whole world smiles with you. A lot of friends who knew me from my TV years when I worked in Jerusalem never knew anything about my past. That I was raised in a bomb shelter, that I had to crawl in a ditch to get some water, that I had to dig for grass to eat, that I had to freeze at night without heat in the tough mountain winter where I lived in my bomb shelter, that my parents had to sell their gold filling in their teeth so I can go to school. They had to wear dentures. When I started speaking out after 9/11, when my book came out, especially in 2006, my biography titled Because They Hate. And if you haven't read that book yet, it is a must-read, a New York Times bestseller. When the book came out and my friends read it, I was receiving emails and calls from all over the world. Friends saying to me, but you never said anything about your past. We never knew. You were always happy and full of life and joy. You were the life of the party. I used to say to them, but you never asked about my life. And there was no reason for me to mention it to you. The point of me telling you all this is because I could have been bitter, angry, sour, resentful, sad. I could have been on antidepressant, and I had every excuse to be and do that. People would have felt sorry for me. They would have said, well, God bless her heart, we understand, and we give her a pass. She went through a lot in life. But I didn't. I chose to fill my heart with joy. I chose to make lemonade out of lemon. I chose to wake up in the morning and be grateful I am breathing and I'm alive to see another day. I was grateful I didn't lose my leg in the war, or an arm, sight, or my hearing like my dad did. I am still alive, even though I buried most of my friends by the time I was 20. I only had 4 friends alive when I was 20. I was grateful for that. Yes, my parents died early when I was 22. They never saw my children. But I was grateful to have been blessed with the most wonderful, most amazing parents God could ever bless a child with. You may have a reason to be sad, but you do not have a right to let that destroy your present and your future. God has a reason for your life. The Creator who created you had a purpose for your life, and the future so bright if you just surrender to life and its abundance and choose to enjoy it. That job that you lost was supposed to be removed so you can walk into the real career you were intended to have. A new job that will pay you far more than what you were getting paid, with better benefits. That partner, husband or wife who walked away from you had to do so God can bring into your life the person who is going to fill your eyes with sparkle and your heart with immeasurable happiness. Whatever you are going through right now, whatever happened for your own good, so the better can come your way. What God has in store for you is beyond anything you have lost and anything you can imagine or dream of. Your destiny is a joyful life, a fulfilling job, a meaningful life, an abundant life. Do not rob yourself of what is coming to you because you are refusing to get out of the prison you put yourself in, refusing to walk out into the sunshine, you are in charge of your destiny. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming. It is up to you to get up, lift your head up, and take the first step. Sometimes we hold on to that boat for so long, refusing to get off, even though we know we should get off, that God has to flip the boat to get us off. I remember when my kids were little, my husband and I had started our TV production company, and we put every dime we had or made into our business. It was tough raising two children and building a business at the same time. We had to sacrifice a lot. We lived in an old rental when we moved back to the States, thinking this will be only for a few months, for a year or so, until we find the home and the area we want to live. Well, we started our business in the early 90s, at the start of the first Gulf War. The country went into a recession. I remember AT&T laying off 50,000 people in one day. Needless to say that our business didn't take off as we expected. We were stuck in that old rental house we had, and we couldn't afford to move for years. The neighborhood started going down. Our kids were growing up, and we needed to move them to a better school system. We didn't know how we were going to move or able to buy a house or on our low income, especially being entrepreneurs. One Sunday afternoon, I was so depressed. One daughter was graduating elementary school and going into middle school the next year. There was a shooting at the middle school that she was supposed to go into in our neighborhood. I was praying and hoping, but didn't see a way out. We needed to get out. One thing I love to do when I am down and depressed is go on a Sunday afternoon drive. We put the kids in the car and drove towards the country, about a 20-minute drive from where we live. We noticed a new neighborhood being built with new model homes. I always loved looking at model homes and getting decorating ideas. My husband and I stepped out to see this model home. We walked in and walked around looking around. In our way out, the real estate agent asked me if we were looking to buy. I said, no, thank you. We are just looking around. As I looked at her, I saw a picture behind her of a staircase that I remember seeing a few years ago at another model home. It was a curved staircase, very elegant, in a Mediterranean-looking home. I had fallen in love with that house, but knew there was no way back then I can afford it. She noticed I was looking at the picture. She said to me, you know, we can put this same staircase in this home you are standing in. She continued, as a matter of fact, there is a beautiful lot at the head of a court in this neighborhood just around the corner that the person who had bought it couldn't get a loan. And we can put this house with this staircase you are looking at on that lot. The house will be ready in 3 months. How soon do you need to move? This was in May. The new school year starts in September, after Memorial Day, which gave us 3.5 months, the exact time to move the kids to this neighborhood in time for the next school year. We left and we talked to our banker to see if we can get a loan. And lo and behold, our financial institution had started a new program, which we qualified for, which got us into that house, my new dream house with my dream staircase, with one of the best public school system in the city. We moved into that house in August of 1999. Just when you think there is no way out, a path will appear. All you have to do is believe that when a window closes, another door opens. It is the law of the universe. If you believe it, if you can see it, if you can speak it into being, it will become your reality. This is why in every religion, the Bible says, knock and the door shall open. In Buddhism, they say, believe and you shall receive. It is a law. Your best is yet to come. Your brighter days are ahead of you, not behind you. Whatever happens to you, it is to improve your life in the long run. Everything you have ever gone through is to teach you a lesson, to refine you to be the best version of yourself, to grow, to shine, to change the world in your own way. Embrace it and look to the future. The best is yet to come. If you were impacted by my message today, drop me an email and let me know. I would love to know your story. And please let me know if I can share it. If you have a prayer request, please send it to me. I am a huge believer in the power of prayer, the power of many people sending their voices to the heavens. I would be so grateful if you would support this show so other people can be touched, saved, and encouraged. So this message and many more like it can continue to impact those who need to hear it. You can send your gift to the address on the screen so together we can change the world and impact hearts and minds. So until I see you again, always remember, live fast. America as we know it is being transformed before our very eyes. The flag that once flew on every street corner is now considered a hate symbol on college campuses. Athletes who used to stand up proudly for our national anthem are now kneeling in protest. Patriotism is seen as hateful, freedom of speech is being eliminated, and police are targeted by criminals while the mainstream media victimize the killers. Our public schools are promoting propaganda, and our borders are wide open. Our nation is at a crossroads of irreversible consequences, and the Judeo-Christian values it was founded upon are under attack. Will you sit back and let the greatest nation on earth slowly fade away? Or will you stand up and be counted? I know many of you are frustrated, but do not know what to do. Join Act for America, the largest grassroots movement devoted to preserving America's culture, sovereignty, and security. We are 1.7 million patriots strong. We have 1,000 chapters nationwide and helped pass 124 bills on the federal and state level to protect and preserve America, and we need you engaged. Start a chapter, join a chapter, and sign up to receive our action alerts. We will notify you when there is a bill coming down for a vote in your state, so you can contact your elected officials and make your voice heard. We make it so easy for you to take action. We have an email pre-written for you, a petition you can sign, social media posts you can post directly on your social media, and tag your elected officials. We even give you their phone numbers with a script to call them. You don't have to think about what to say. We named the organization Act for America. Not think about America, wish for America, hope for America, or pray for America. You can do all that, and you should, but without taking action, nothing happens. Go to actforamerica.org today and sign up. Together, we rise in defense of our security, our freedom, and our Judeo-Christian values, and win. Hello, and thank you for calling the show. Who is this?
This is Ruthie Dickey from Amarillo, Texas.
Oh, Ruthie, thank you for calling the show. Amarillo, I love Texas. How are you today?
I am good.
Good, good. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I want you to know that I went to D.C. in 2017 for Act of America.
Oh,
the
wow.
conference you were there. And it was so amazing. My eyes were opened to so many things that are going on, not just in America, but around the world. And it was so enlightening. And I just want to thank you for all that you've done, the powerhouse that you are, and how you
Thank
stand up for
you.
freedom and liberty and all those things that we hold dear.
Thank you so much for your kind words. Oh my goodness. So you came to DC, so you must have come to our national conference then.
Yes, it was your national conference, and it was amazing.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. You know, were they great? We used to put out a great national conference. We used to have about 16 members of Congress speak at the national conference. You probably attended the briefing, the congressional briefing on Capitol Hill.
Yes, yes, and it was so enlightening. I guess I just didn't realize what really goes on in DC, and I still don't realize completely. But your conference opened my eyes to a lot of different things.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know what? We are bigger than ever right now. We are working. Right now, the organization has 1.7 million members.
Wow.
We have helped pass 123 bills on the federal level and the state level. And right now, our main focus is election integrity, election integrity, election integrity. I believe this year, 2022, that's the most important thing we can focus on. And I want you to know that we are working. We have 63 bills in different states relating to election integrity right now that we are working on between now and the election. We want to make sure we clean the voter rolls. We want to make sure we tighten, we get rid of these Dominion machines, or at least we make them, useless, and change our voting process to make sure that there will be no cheating and no fraud. And Ruth, it doesn't matter, we want to protect the integrity of the election. We don't care whether and I think people would, well, no, I wouldn't say they would agree. We want to make sure that whether you are a Democrat or a Republican, we have fair and secure elections in this country. Unfortunately, we have a segment in our society that doesn't believe that way.
Absolutely. I'm behind you 100%.
Well, that's wonderful. Are you involved in any local group in Amarillo? Any patriotic group?
Well, we're called Sons of Thunder. It's a motorcycle group, but we got politically active, and so we are doing things at the grassroots level to make our local politicians accountable.
Great. Great, fantastic. Well, that's what's happening. We are seeing groups pop up all over the country. Actually, Act for America, my organization, we are asking other groups to register with us. Register your group with us. We will mentor you. We will train you. We'll provide you material, information, products in what we're doing. Connect you with other groups in your area, because we are firm believers that we have to bring everybody together under one umbrella, working together, even though they have their own identity. They don't need to be an Act for America chapter or group. But we want to make sure that every group out there is acting for America in the most effective way possible. And right now, what's happening is groups are working together because they care about the country while they're working in their own local community. They do not know what other groups in Dallas are doing. For example, I'm using Texas because you're in Amarillo. They do not know what groups in Lubbock are doing. They do not know what groups in San Antonio are doing. So what we are doing is bringing everybody together, networking everybody together. And I was just last night in Houston, actually, and we were organizing groups in Harris County who are working very hard in fixing their elections. So I am thrilled to talk with you, and I'm thrilled to hear that you're still engaged.
Yes, I am.
So tell me, what started you involved in politics, or started you, saying, I want to make a difference, I want to join a group? What was the trigger?
Well, I think for myself, I'm a believer, and I didn't like the climate of the country. I didn't like what was going on. And I think when I went to your conference in 2017, I thought I knew what was going on. But when we met with our local representatives, our congressmen, when we tried to speak to them about what we thought was important, they were not interested. And I was floored because they work for us.
That's right.
And so us as a group, we came back and said, we've got to change things. And so that was really a catalyst for me.
Oh, fantastic. I am so glad. See, sometimes all it takes is a spark. That's what I tell people. All it takes is a spark to ignite passion, to ignite a group, to start something going. People just need that little spark to get a fire going. And that's what we try to do. And this is what I'm trying to do with my show, is get people fired up to become engaged. Engage in something. You know, Jesus said, you know, the Bible says, if you are lukewarm, I'll spit you out. You either be hot or cold. You know, even in the Bible, they were talking about that stuff. And we are in a society today where that people became mediocre. You know, they got so lazy sitting on their couches, watching television, watching entertainment, and really losing touch of what made this country great, what made America great. People coming together, neighbors coming together, communities working together, connecting with our leaders. Our leaders were actually representatives of the people. Right now, our leaders are not representative of the people, and the people know it. And that's why President Trump really struck a chord with people, because he struck a chord even though he was a billionaire. I mean, you would think of all people that the average person cannot relate to. You know, they're not going to relate to a billionaire. But they related to the billionaire who was one of the people, who understood the greatness of America, the exceptionalism of America, and who cared about the average person. And that's what we're trying to do. So I thank you for your call. I thank you for your input. And I encourage you to go to our website, actforamerica.org, actforamerica.org. Sign up to get our action alerts. Register your group with us. Together we can make a difference for the country.
Okay, I'm more than willing to do that. Sounds wonderful. And I think that people need to realize that we need to do this for our children and our grandchildren.
That's
because
right.
Our country is becoming unrecognizable, and if we don't do something now, we're going to lose it altogether.
I agree with you 100%, and I just want you to know, as I'm speaking to you right now, my daughter is giving birth to my third grandbaby, a baby boy who's probably being born now, and I'm speaking with you. So I have 3 more reasons for me to fight to death to save this country. And like you said, you know, once you become a grandparent, then you can see the future. Then it's not just about our children who are adults, it's about the grandkids. And you see those grandkids and you think to yourself, I'm gonna be gone, you know, when they are adults and they are parents themselves. And what type of world am I leaving them? It is our responsibility. It is our duty to leave them in America better than the America we were born into, better than the America we are living in now. So thank you for bringing that point up. That's very important. And I know we have a lot of grandparents watching us right now. And I hope that this call would inspire you to become engaged, to become involved, to become somebody who is counted. So when you are leaving this world to the next one, you can and you are asked by your grandchildren, Grandpa, Grandma, what did you do to make a difference for this country? What did you do to try to stop the insanity? At least you'll be able to answer your grandchildren with clear conscience and say to them, I did everything I can while I could to leave this place and this world a better place for you. And I hope all of you watching us right now, if you are a grandparent, you could truly think about this answer and truly make the pledge that you'll be able to answer that question and say this to your grandchildren on your dying bed. I hope this message resonates with you, and if it does, please go to actforamerica.org, actforamerica.org. And I named the organization Act for America. Not think about America, not wish for America, not pray for America. You can think and wish and pray, and you should. But without acting for America, nothing happens, nothing changes. So act for America. Go to actforamerica.org. Sign up to join us, sign up to get our emails and action alerts. And if this message resonates with you and you can stand with us and support our work financially, by all means, please do that. I would be so grateful for your support.